Welcome to my channel. If you are looking for how you can live authentically related to your faith, family, finances, and fashion, welcome. So I went a year without shopping and really only focus on and buying the essentials. And I wanted to share a bit about my experiences, what I've learned, some of the biggest surprises and takeaways, and then what's my plan for this upcoming year. So, really, to share a little bit regarding why I started the no spend year. I have been renovating my grandmother's house for over a year now, and I really needed all of my monthly income, all of my finances to flow into the renovation of this house. And then, secondly, last year I bought during Black Friday and I was able to really save a tremendous amount of money buying from brands that I love and that I buy throughout the year. And so I thought that it made sense to make my biggest purchases during the Black Friday time. And then third, I love shopping, I love fashion, and I really needed the time to commit elsewhere, and I wanted to just give less time for my clothes and fashion and shopping and give this time that I needed to the rebuilding of my house and my work and managing my family life. So that's my reason why. So, what were some of the biggest challenges? For me, it was really that I concluded that I reward hard work with shopping. So, it was my treat to myself on these occasions where I had put in tremendous amount of time working. My job is really high demanding, and so it was a great outlet, a great reward for me for all of my hard work that I have put in with my job and with managing, being as a single mom and managing the house. And it was really, it provided pleasure and joy for me. Also, I think for the most part, it was a fairly easy challenge up until I got physically sick. And it was near probably about the 9 month mark. And I just really wanted to change my look, to change my style. I also have been doing a lot of work on femininity and how I can grow in that and provide more balance related to my femininity and masculine energy. And so I also was trying to shift into wearing more dresses and skirts, and I have some of that in my wardrobe, but not enough to kind of meet where I was shifting to. And so that was a really hard time. Also, another challenge is that I've been going through menopause. And so I have seen my body change. I have gained a little bit more weight. And so things just don't fit anymore. And so having to navigate that was quite interesting. And so just sharing a little bit regarding what counted as my no spend. So I was focused more on clothes, so no clothes, no shoes. I did buy just the essentials, so a few undergarments and then one swimsuit when I went out of town on a work trip. But really, it spilled over into I didn't buy anything for the house. Obviously, I was buying things for the house that I'm renovating, but really all of my shopping ended. I didn't buy facial products, hair products. I really leveraged what I had and did the most with cleaning things out and making sure I utilized all of what I had. So what helped me to stick with it was really just the finances. There just wasn't enough at a certain point to cover me doing the renovations and paying for my contractors and my carpenter, plumber, electrician, and shopping. Also, I didn't have the time to really even focus on shopping. I also told people, and it was quite interesting because I know that I shop and I talk about shopping often, but if you look at my closet, I don't really have like a lot of clothes. And so when I mentioned that, hey, I'm doing a no spend year, and they're like, wow, that's going to be tough for you. And when I shared, like, hey, I'm in month 10, they're like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. So it made me kind of question, do I shop a lot? What is the perception? Because I love fashion and clothes, like, is there a perception that I buy like designer and that I spend a lot of money on clothes? And so that was an internal reflection that I've taken throughout this year of no spend. I will share that for me, one thing or kind of how this has impacted me and my relationship with money is that I've really become more mindful of what I actually purchase. Well, let me take a step back. So first, really, we can't take any of this with us, right? So only what we do for God will count. So that's the biggest takeaway. But secondly, I've noticed that I've become more aware of how I actually spend my time and my money. So the part of like frivolously buying things, I noticed they don't last over the years within my wardrobe. I tend to get more burnt out on them, or they just don't make the cut. And I'm always editing my closet to the point of I can edit too much. But I'm starting to realize like certain materials, certain styles, certain colors make the cut. And then also I had to just sit with these bad purchases. Like, just wearing something that I'm like, man, this, I really don't want to wear this. But I'm gonna wear it because this is what I have and I'm honoring my no spend year. And so it really made me mindful that I need to make sure that what I buy is not impulsive, but that it is more true to my authentic self, and that I can see myself wearing it over time. And we learn, we live, and we grow in that area. So what are my plans for this? Well, I'll take a step back. So what were my results after 1 year? And I mentioned that I have been able to save, and I'm still going to be purchasing, but I'm looking at this kind of Black Friday window. I realized that there are other ways to process my emotions, and it included simple things as crying. I moved my body a lot more. I walked more. I would just sit outside in the sun more. And also that I, at one point, was allowing myself to be flexible if something came up, but then I honored that boundary that I set. And I give an example. We had a wedding and it was formal, and they were requesting floor length dresses and attire. So I had a dress that wasn't quite all the way to the ground. It kind of hit like mid-calf, and I wore it. And I felt a bit conscious at the wedding, but it is what it is. It was family and it was very nice. I was elegantly dressed, and that was like a 3-hour ordeal. It didn't make sense to break a boundary or something that I had created and had gone 10 months in for an event. So I'm really proud of myself, and really just the discipline and determination. And it was really easy up until, as I mentioned, when I started to kind of be at my wits' end related to work and my health, then those moments were really challenging. And so what do I plan to do for this upcoming year? As I mentioned, I will be buying for Black Friday. I don't know. Honestly, I do need to buy a few things because I mentioned I'm kind of in between weight. But I think just slowing things down and making sure that it's authentically me. And I'm not afraid to just try on something to go shopping without buying. And also to know that it's okay. Like, I have enough. I walk in abundance, and everything will be provided for. And if it's maybe not now, it can be in the future. So I just wanted to share. I hope you found that helpful, and I am open to hear if you have thought about doing a no spend year or a shopping fast, and I would love to hear your experience. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.